don't get it. How are people so energetic in school at like 8 a.m. in the morning? I would be barely awake, and they'll be there screaming their heads off and laughing at the top of their voices. How? Like, are you not tired? Okay, teachers are smart, right? Like, we all know that. But are they really that smart when it comes to the pronunciation of names? I don't think so. I mean, you could have the easiest name in the world. For example, Charlie. And they would still literally go like, Charlie? It almost seems like they're doing it on purpose. My friend is called Lila. 4 letters, right? Easy. But no, it's Lila to a teacher. Get it right. Oh my god. Okay, but are we all just gonna ignore the obvious fact that parents are so two-faced when your friends are coming over to your house? No, because why does my mom literally have 2 completely different personalities? Like, in front of just me, she is yelling at me 24/7 to clean my room, do my chores, do my homework, do my dad, walk the fish, etc. But oh my god, when my friends are here, I'm just standing there like, where has my mom gone? She's literally letting them walk around the house with shoes on. Can this version of my mom stay here forever, please, and thank you?
I swear, it can't be just me. You miss one day of school, and then the teachers let you go home early and it hasn't even been half a day. Ariana Grande shows up to teach your music lesson. There's a massive water balloon fight at lunchtime. All sorts of tea, nothing compared to what you've seen before. Movies in English, along with a school trip to a theme park. You meet famous TikTokers and get their merch for free. And then you never hear the end of the day you missed again.
The most annoying person that could ever exist is that one kid that asks for homework. The teacher would be like, alright, it's the end of the lesson, class dismissed. And we would all be in a good mood because they forgot about assigning us work. But then, this stupid mother trucker would go like, miss, what about the homework? Benjamin, you little rat. Why would you do that? We got away with not having homework. Then the teacher gives like 8 double-sided pages of work to do. Thanks a lot, Benjamin. Parents have the most selective hearing ever because when I'm in the car listening to music in my AirPods, I was listening to Orange Juice by Melanie Martinez, and it wasn't even at the cuss words. And my mom screamed at me to shut it off because it was apparently bad for me. But then when she's yelling at me to come downstairs for dinner and I scream back, just a second, I'll be right there, she storms upstairs, slams my door open, and then screams at me because I didn't come down in 2.23567 seconds. Can we all agree that parents are the biggest liars ever? For example, when your parent, my mom, calls you down for dinner and if you don't come down in 10 seconds, she will get mad at you. But when you come down, it's not even cooked yet. Oh, and when they say, you can't do that, this is my house. Excuse me? Last week you literally told me to help clean the house because it's our house. Make up your mind. Why is it whenever you just look kind of scruffy and you're going to a local shop, you're wearing like a baggy t-shirt, tracksuit bottoms that barely fit you anymore, and you haven't even brushed your hair? You kind of just look a mess, you know? And then you walk into your shop and then like half your class is there. It's like, why? So you decide to go to another shop. Guess what? The mean girl's there. And then you see the office lady. Please just go home and come back when I'm not there. Parents are another breed. They are not humans, especially moms. I would be looking for my shoes and they would be nowhere to be seen. I checked the first floor, I checked my bedroom, it's literally nowhere. Then I would call my mom to help me find them. And in 2 seconds, she would have found them magically out of nowhere. And then I would be scolded. Like, I checked for 1 hour and could not find anything. And in 2 seconds, she would have found it? It does not make sense. They are not humans. It is so annoying when you're just about to go shower and all of a sudden your sibling runs right in front of you saying that they are going to shower first. So I'm like, okay, fine, just come on and hurry up, Sophie. I feel disgusting. So you go back to your room and wait. But then, after like 1 hour, you go back to check and they still haven't gone into the shower. Honestly, I could have been done showering in that time, and at this point, I literally don't care. I just get my stuff and go to the bathroom. But surprise, surprise, she's already in and locked the door. How annoying could siblings be? I hate it so much when you're in a classroom and you're just minding your own business and doing the work, you know, and the teacher is walking around the classroom like a lost sheep, comes up right to your face saying, "Can I help you?" Like, no, Mr. Jones! Do you see my hand up? No! And literally, he always has that strong coffee breath. And I'm just like, please back off. 6 feet, 6 feet. Also, he just happens to be that one teacher who gives you so much homework saying that you have to give it in before the deadline, when he's there taking months to mark them. Like, make that make sense. Okay, I'm not the type of person that gets scared easily. I love horror movies. I'll watch it all day, all night. I literally don't flinch at the jump scares. But do you know one thing that makes my soul jump out of my body? Dad sneezes. It's something about them. They make them so loud. It's so unnecessary. They literally go like, achoo! And you don't know when it's coming because it's so sudden. Like, are you trying to summon a demon or something? I guess this could just be me because I do inside quiet sneezes. But I swear, every single dad I know does this. Sometimes when I have nothing else to do, I feel like being the good daughter I am and do some chores. For example, I'm just about to wash the dishes because the sink is in a state. But as soon as I'm walking to the kitchen, my mother yells at me and screams for me to do the dishes and that I'm lazy for not doing anything. Well, Sarah, I was going to do it as you could literally see me putting the gloves on, but now I don't want to do it, and it's your fault if I break anything. How about you go back to your Facebook and Candy Crush whilst I do the dishes, okay? I'm so lazy, aren't I?
Some teachers just really get on my nerves, you know? I don't know what planet they're on, but they definitely are just built different. Here's an example. When you need to go to the toilet, you politely put your hand up and say, "Miss, can I go to the toilet?" "No, you should have gone at lunch." "I'm sorry, Karen, but I can't control my bladder. You know, at lunch, when I'm eating and drinking, it gets digested, and then later on, I need to go to the toilet. It will take me 5 minutes at max. Probably not even 5 minutes. Considering our lessons are like an hour long, I'm sure that's not too much of an issue, is it? And then sometimes they're just like, "Okay, but you need to wait until so-and-so gets back." I need to go to the toilet. I don't care about talking to anyone. I want to go to the toilet. I don't care about that. What do you think we're going to do in there? Just sit and chat for the rest of the lesson? No.
We literally had that one kid in primary school who would literally ruin everything for the class. Like, say if the teacher was doing that 1 minute in silence thing because we were talking too much in the lesson, and then we'd lose like a minute of our break time. But if someone such as made a sound, then like we'd have to start all over again, like blah de blah de blah. There would always be that one kid who thought he was an actual comedian because he kept on making bloody gorilla noises in the 1 minute of silence, and then we'd have to keep on starting the time all over and all over again, and this dude just wouldn't.
When my parents are sleeping, I am literally tiptoeing around the house, trying my best not to make a single noise whilst opening the fridge. But when I'm sleeping, my mom is vacuuming the floor, my dad is blasting the hockey or like soccer match on the TV, and my little brother's screaming his lungs out playing with his cars. Excuse me! Can I not get a moment of peace? People really comment unfollows, or you just lost a follower, or cutely unfollows. Like, okay? Nice to know. I really needed to be informed about what you are doing at the moment. But, go ahead. It doesn't affect me, and I can't control what you can do and what you can't do. I can't control who you follow or who you unfollow. I've unfollowed quite a lot of people, but I didn't, text them, I'm gonna unfollow you. Sometimes my parents are so weird. For example, my dad would request to follow me on Instagram or something, and I decline pretending I didn't see anything like a normal person. And not even 2 seconds later, he would walk in asking, "Oh, why did you not accept me on the Instagram?" Or, "Why did you block me on the talk clock?" Well, Mark, maybe, just maybe, it's because I don't exactly want my father seeing everything I do every single day and tagging me in family pictures with everyone being able to see them. How about, let's just stay with iMessages and WhatsApp, Mark.
Who remembers in primary school it would be home time and all the parents are standing outside waiting for the teacher to let you go? And then suddenly a very, very serious crime happens in the classroom. Your teacher has discovered that there is one glue stick without a lid on it. She would say, excuse me everyone, where is the missing glue stick lid? You are not leaving until somebody finds it. Everyone is on their hands and knees, desperate to find the stupid piece of plastic. Like love, it's only a piece of plastic. Nobody wants to steal it. No one wants to sell it. It's worthless.
You know, when you tell your mom, "Mom, my phone is so laggy. The battery goes too quick. Everything's just not working. And I've got good grades so far. Please, can I get a new phone?" You know, they're pretty reasonable, sensible reasons. Then she has the audacity to say no. Huh? My dad, yes, that guy over there, literally has 3 phones. I know that he bought it with his own money and he can do whatever he wants with his own money. But 3 phones? Seriously. And he's like, "Oh, I need one for work, one for personal, and an extra for reading." No! You don't need 3 phones. He's got 3. And I can't even get a replacement.
This is the #1 song that actually gets on my nerves. I say disco, you say party, disco, disco, party, party. I say disco, you say party, disco, disco, party, party. No disco. And I don't say party, party. Who are you talking to? I'm not gonna be singing to the screen. Disco, disco, party, party. Shut up!
I do not understand in the slightest how I can literally be falling asleep, right? I cannot keep my eyes open. But then when I actually get into bed and I want to go to sleep, I can't. I'm all of a sudden not tired. It's like I swear my days are backwards because I don't know how this works. It will take me 3 hours to properly go to sleep. Even though 10 minutes ago, I was so tired. Sometimes it might just be the middle of the night and I will just still be laying there thinking about random things. How?
I can't be the only one where if you go over to a friend's house and you are starving, absolutely starving, but you're too scared to ask for some food because, you feel rude if you just say, "Oh, can I just help myself to your fridge and your snacks?" But then the mum comes up and asks if you want any food. You're too shy to say yes or no, so you are praying that your friend makes the answer for you and makes the answer yes. But then she says, "No, we're not hungry." Excuse me, Vanessa? When did I say I wasn't hungry? Excuse me?
Okay, so get this. You make 10 meals, you're not a cook. You make 20 paintings, you're not an artist. But you kill 1 person.
I personally think parents are a different species because whatever they are, it's not human. I would be upstairs and my mum would be downstairs and she would scream my name so many times and then I would say, "Yeah? Yeah?" So loud and she wouldn't hear. And then I would say it 6 more times to the point that I'm literally going downstairs saying "What?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm just checking on what you're doing." But then it would be 2 a.m. and I'm just calling my friends, barely making a sound, practically just breathing. And she's already halfway storming to my room telling me to shut up.
Teachers be like, oh, you can't wear makeup, you can't wear jewelry, you can't dress how you want, you can't paint your nails, you can't do this, you can't do that, blah, 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 blah. And if you live in the UK, you'll know that on the 8th of March, we're going back to school after the lockdown. Over that lockdown, I've been wearing makeup, I've been wearing whatever clothes I want, I've been painting my nails, I've been wearing jewelry. Has it affected my learning in any way? No. And then teachers come back saying like, oh, but we need to set the boundaries somewhere. Well, set the boundaries somewhere. Make boundaries. But like, let teenagers express themselves. Wearing a necklace will not affect my learning. All of a sudden, oh no, I painted my nails white. Oh my god, all of a sudden, wait, what's 2 plus 2? I don't even know. Let me take the nail polish off. Right, now I know what 100 times 1 million is. Oh, yippee!
Here's a short story which happened to me years ago. I was in the mall with my mom. We were shopping for clothes. I was small, okay? And when we were going up the escalators, I let go of my mom's hand. Then, when I held her hand again, it was not my mom. She just happened to have the same coat as my mom. Then I had to run in embarrassment and pray to God that I never see her again.
I can't be the only one where if you go over to a friend's house and you are starving, absolutely starving, but you're too scared to ask for some food because, you know, you feel like rude if you just say, oh, can I just help myself to your fridge and your snacks? But then the mum comes up and asks if you want any food. You're too shy to say yes or no, so you are praying that your friend makes the answer for you and makes the answer yes. But then she says, no, we're not hungry. Excuse me, Vanessa. When did I say I wasn't hungry? Excuse me.
I hate it when you've just done finals or any other big exams and your mom comes up to you and says stuff like, yeah, it's absolutely fine if you get a low mark just as long as you work your hardest. But then, when you do actually get your results back and there are only like 2 B's, your mom is livid. She's furious. She comes up to you, roaring her lungs out, saying, see, you're always on that phone. That is why you're getting these bad marks. Like, huh? The other day, didn't you literally just say that it's okay, whatever mark I get? And here you are, acting as if I've got all F's and that I've deleted your Facebook app.
Here's a story that happened to me a while ago. So, I usually like to keep my YouTube channels and like whatever private. This girl comes up to me and she's like, oh my god, are you on YouTube? So I put on my best acting skills and I was like, no, I don't even watch YouTube. And she's like, oh, well, I have a YouTube channel and I have 1,000 subscribers. And I was like, oh my god, that's so cool, what do you do? And she's like, well, I dance. But get this, she had the audacity to tell us that if we were to start YouTube, we would become famous like her. Honey.
It is so annoying when you ask someone where they got their clothes from. So, you know, like where you can buy that type of style of clothing. But then, they gatekeep it by not telling you. Like, no, Brianna, I am not trying to copy you and get that exact sweater. Because I don't really want to be twin matching with you, okay? That would be a little weird. Just tell me it's not really a big deal. Like, I already have a favorite brand. That's not going to change.
You're having a bad day. I just thought it'd be nice for you to know that a girl who used to be in my class posted a thing to her story that was like, oh, like, honest opinions about me, please. And she responded to her own story and said, oh my gosh, you're the Heather. Queen Heather. You are the main character. You are so pretty and talented. This would have been fine if she didn't screenshot her own response and post it to her story with her username still clearly attached. It was so in character. She was like, oh my god, you guys, stop. Like, why does everyone think I'm the Heather? I can't do this today.
Can we talk about the injustice and inequity of this? You know when you drop a plate, but nothing chips. Your mom goes like, oh my god, Lydia, that was my favorite plate. How dare you step away? Literally shouting about nothing. But when she drops something and it smashes into pieces. She goes like, oh, oopsies. It was an accident. I'll just, clean this up. What? This is not fair. Oh, and some people think that I hate my parents because of these videos, but they're not that serious. I love them.
When I was younger, I was in Walmart and I was eating a tube of Pringles and I ate them while my mom paid, but I forgot to let the guy scan them, so I walked out the Walmart and the alarm went off and I just started running because I got scared and my mom couldn't find me because I was hiding behind the newspaper things in a Walmart. People called the police because I was missing, and when I hear them show up I thought I was a criminal, so I left my mom a note on the newspaper that said I went to Mexico to start a new life and not come looking for me, and then I took off running with my Pringles and ran for like an hour, and then the cops saw me walking down the road, so they pulled over, so I started running again, and then they were using the car intercom thing and they told me to stop running. So when I did, I thought they were gonna put me in handcuffs and take me to jail, so I was crying and I slapped the officer in the stomach and tried to run again, but he just held me back, and when he asked me what happened to me and I told him, he started crying because he was laughing so hard. And he just gave my mom $2 for the Pringles and he was still laughing when he left. And that's the time I was a wanted criminal.
It is so annoying when you're over at a friend's house and you're literally starving since you haven't had any food for hours. And, you can't just go down to their fridge and grab some food. But then, the worst part is when their mom comes up asking if we want any snacks. And your friend says, no, we're not hungry. Huh? When did I say I was not hungry? I'm sitting here as if I haven't eaten since 1969. And if you do say you're hungry, your friend goes like, Mom, Helena said she wants some food. Just stop. Let me jump out the window real quick.
We all have that one kid in our class who always has to be right, or you're just lucky enough to get into a good class. Say, if they get something wrong, they'll go like, oh, I was gonna say that. Were you, Billy? Were you? Or, if someone else gets the answer right, they go, yeah, I was going to say that as well. Were you? Now, mate, were you? Oh my god, and we can't forget the teacher's pet. So, say if it was reading time and some kids were talking, you would go, shh, 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 shh. Boy, you ain't the teacher! Let the teacher do its job!
I cannot be the only person that relates to this, but whenever you're doing PE outside at school, oh my god, I'm so girly. Sorry. The teacher's like, oh, it's not that cold and it's not that hard. Just run the 17,000 miles. Why don't you run with us, bestie? Come on. Just take off your coat, stand up from that wheelie chair, because I might not know how to do it. So you're the teacher, you're supposed to show us how to do it, so why don't you show me, because somehow I just forgot.
I know that I cannot be the only one. Where you're in school and you literally break your arm or something. Or your knee is split open. There's literally blood everywhere and you're in so much pain. You've literally just broken a bone. So then obviously you're going to go to the school nurse or medical room or whatever. And all they would say is put a wet paper towel on it. You would just stare at her in disgust. Miss, I've broken my arm. Are you seriously just going to sit there and watch me hold a stupid wet paper towel on it? And then they say oh, don't worry, sweetheart. I'm trained to do this stuff. Well, you're clearly not, hon. Can you not call my mum or something at least? Just do something. Because wet paper towels do not cure anything. They're not made of magic.
You know when you're playing Roblox with your friends and they're like, oh, what game do you want to play? And you're like, oh, I don't mind, you pick. And they're like, oh no, I picked last night, you picked tonight. So you just pick a random game, let's use Murder Mystery, for example. And you're like, oh, let's play Murder Mystery. And then your friend's like, I don't like that game. Well, don't tell me to pick the game then. If you don't like the game that I want to play, don't ask me to pick the game in the first place if you're not gonna play the game I want to play. So then you suggest another game, oh, let's play Royal High. I don't like Royal High. No. If you want me to pick the game, you gotta be happy
with the things that I tell you. You gotta be happy with the game that I pick. Because if you're just gonna say no to all the games that I pick, what's the point in asking me to pick? Chloe, I know you're probably gonna see this, and I know you're listening to this. I will come to you and I will find you.
Hey Siri, I failed my final exams. Can you tell me a joke to cheer me up?
What's the difference between you and your grandma? Your grandma passed.
So when I was little, my mom took me and my brother to the local pool. I was 12, he was 4. So while my mom and I sunbathed, he played in the kiddie pool. When all of a sudden he comes up to us and says, "Mommy, I gotta go pee-pee." And instead of taking him to the bathroom, my mom said, "Go pee-pee in the pool." Shame on you, Carol Ann. We continued to lay out in the sun until all of a sudden we hear everyone scream. Oh my God, some kids peeing in the kiddie pool. Torian didn't understand, and he went over to the kiddie pool, pulled down his pants, and pee-peed like he was peeing in the toilet. But my mom is clever, and she pretended like she didn't know whose kid it was, and we never went back to that pool again.
I am scarred. I'm traumatized. So someone tagged me in a video because I check my notifications and I'm a curious person. So I pressed the tag and I regret it so much. If I could go back in time, I would. That video is not meant to be seen. You know that sound, "I'm sorry for fidgeting, but fidgeting's what I do"? Yeah, so you know that song? This little kid, he was playing with poop, squishing it with his bare hands to that song.
I hate when you're like in class and you have the most sorest of tummy and your head is like burning and you say to the teacher, I really don't feel well. All I want to do is go home. Like you're literally in tears. And she's like, I don't know if I believe you. It's like, what? I am standing here in tears. I'm about to throw up. And you're saying you don't believe me? Does it look like I'm pretending? Because it doesn't for me. Teachers are literally the most confusing things ever. You know how when they try to draw a sketch or a diagram of something they're teaching us and then repeat the same thing every single time? Like, I'm not an artist, but I tried my best with this drawing. Like, we get it. You're not an artist. Can you please stop repeating the same thing over and over again? You're kind of turning into a pygmy.
The most annoying person that could ever exist is that one kid that asks for homework. The teacher would be like, "All right, it's the end of the lesson, class dismissed." And we would all be in a good mood because they forgot about assigning us work. But then, this stupid mother trucker would go like, "Miss, what about the homework?" Benjamin, you little rat. Why would you do that? We got away with not having homework. Then the teacher gives like 8 double-sided pages of work to do. Thanks a lot, Benjamin.
My daughter Savannah is the CEO of faking illness to get out of school. So when she does not feel like being there, she will go to the nurse's office and complain to them that she is really not feeling good so that they call me and I have to go get her. Well, one day after this happens, I walk into the administrative office and everybody is really concerned because Savannah is sitting in a chair like so dramatically like, "Hi, Mom." And like when I saw her, I burst out laughing. I was like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And everybody looked at me like I was some really bad mom. Like, "Oh my God, why aren't you more concerned?" But as we were walking out, she was walking really slow and actually didn't look good. So even I was a little concerned. I was like, "Oh my God, honey, are you okay?" Until we got to the car when Savannah looks at me and goes, "You know what, Mom? I feel better now." And I was like, "Savannah, are you serious?" And she's like, "Mom, do you maybe want to go to Starbucks and have like a girls' day?" And I was like, "Honey, what kind of question is that? You know I do."
When I was was a kid, I was obsessed with TV dinners. Every time we were at the store, I'd ask my mom to buy TV dinners, and she would never buy them. And then around that time, I decided that I really wanted a lizard, and my parents strangely bought the lizard with very little resistance. Then we had to go out of town for a couple days, and when we got back home, the lizard was gone, and we couldn't figure out what happened to my lizard. And then we found the lizard's tail in the cat's water bowl. And then that night, my mom bought TV dinners.
If you play Adopt Me, there is no way you can't relate to this. So, say someone trades you and you put one of your really good pets in, but then they put in a really bad pet, so you immediately decline, and then they say something in the chat like, I was adding a Meganion Shadow Dragon. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Yeah. And another example is, say you're trading someone, you're kind of questioning the trade, and they're like, please, it's my dream pet. That doesn't make me want to accept the trade anymore. No. Just, no. Mm-mm. And the last example is, say you have a really good pet out and someone trades you, so you put that pet in, but then they decline the trade. Why would you decline the trade? What? What? Why'd you send me a trade?
The feeling that I absolutely hate is when you want to say or do something that is really important, but as soon as you walk into a room, you forget what you need to say or do. And it's like bugging you the whole day. The more you try to think about it, the less you can remember what it is about. And as soon as you go to sleep, it comes back to you. A dumb example is I was having lunch, right? And I really wanted to get this jacket. So after I finished my lunch, I went upstairs, I logged into my computer, right? And I forgot about it. I was like thinking, what did I want to do? So I ignored it and I was editing some videos. And as soon as I went to sleep, I was like, oh my God, why didn't I get the jacket? And so the next day I went back on my computer because I was like, oh, there's no big deal because it's, it's just a jacket. I can buy it some other time. And when I logged in, it was sold out. It was sold out. Yeah, why does this happen to us?